Let's talk a little about the product, and we've talked about real estate, but what about the product and how you see that working for us?
Yeah, big picture. I mean, the product is really freedom. But if we dive into the vehicle and what the freedom, what the product is, Greg, it's helping people buy real estate, and it's one piece at a time. What we do is we work with people generally over a 10-year period of time, and what we'll do is we'll have a plan. We use software. We create a plan, and the concept is, when do I buy and sell houses strategically, dynamically, so that over 10 years I can create a retirement of $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What's the vision for your life? What do you want to do? How big are they? How small are they? And then what we do is we put together a plan and say, okay, well, if you want to go bigger, then these are the steps you need to take. If you don't need to do so much, you don't need a 10-year plan. You need a 2-year plan. In fact, today I was on the phone with someone out of a special favor that said, Kris, will you do a game plan? And we showed her how in 5 years she could get exactly where she wanted to be, and she was very excited about the plan. So the product is actually our entire real estate power team. You get a plan, you get the right education, which doesn't take very long in this niche, and then you have a team that will find all the real estate and serve it up on a platter for you. You have an entire team that will line up all the mortgages and financing. You have an entire team that will do all the property management. You, in fact, have an entire team that will also look at how you're doing your investing and do the wealth protection, the asset protection, how you've structured your entities. So it's an entire package of over 200 people that come together in ultimately what we call a PSA, or a professional service agreement, where instead of you putting in the hundreds of hours every time you want to do a deal, you can have the pros do it, the people that live, breathe, and die by that business. You get to be the CEO and call the shots. It's actually kind of a cool gig. Once you're trained up, if you're spending more than maybe 10, 20 minutes a month, once your business is on autopilot for that residual income, you're probably doing something wrong.
Well, it's interesting about what you said, and you just answered about 10 more questions I had.
Oh, well.
It's good. It was really good. But it's interesting that most companies out there that have a real estate course, they sell you a course, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I've seen them go as much as high as 10. They have no coaching, really.
Yeah.
You call the customer service, 1-800 number, you got to dial on. You have physically coaching here that they sit down and do a game plan. You even call it the game plan.
Yeah.
Totally different than most companies out there. And you give them personal coaches to work with. And you've taken yourself from this coaching standpoint yourself, and you've made mini-me's. People go, what do you mean? You just duplicated yourself all over the place with these experts, and some that have more experience in an area and some that don't, but you have a whole philosophy around a system that teaches people specifically about real estate and how to make a good income base from that. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And Greg, if I can add to that, there is a massive multi-billion-dollar industry that for a lot of money, some as much as $60,000 or $70,000, want to give you knowledge. And I found very early on that you should pay for knowledge. But at some point, you pay enough out where you should expect results. And I didn't want an education company. I wanted a results company. I wanted to actually not give the information that could change your life, because for most it won't. We wanted to empower people far beyond that. We wanted to give them the tools that would lead to the changes that they want to see and bring that freedom. And we've done this so many times now that when I get to catch up with my clients that we've had now, even some of them for a few years, it's like, oh yeah, I just bought my 10th home or my 14th home or bought my 5th home. I quit my job. Oh, it is amazing. It is. That's life changing. It really is. In this economy, if you can help someone make an extra $500 a month, that changes a life.
Sure.
But when you see a client come in that says, I had no retirement solutions, and that year buys 5 homes, and you look at the kind of residual income that represents, you're now making an impact with this company that's not, hey, we did a little health improvement, we helped you feel prettier in the mirror, we encourage you to do a little more fitness. It's no, freedom.
We made a freedom, huge impact on their finances. That's what everybody really needs. Because if they got the right finance, they can buy anything they want, any pill, potion, lotion, anywhere else. And basically what I love about this is a professional financial vehicle to help you get out of debt, help you manage your money, help you save money, and we're going to protect your assets with good investment for you.
Greg, if I can, I actually want to share a little bit deeper into my personal vision for why I do this business. Because here's my belief. I found out that I actually rocked real estate because I am real estate. Meaning everyone, I believe, has gifts, talents, and passions. And when people are engaged in those, they're going to win. Unfortunately, society kind of has us kind of confused, a little identity crisis, like, that will make me a lot of money, I should do that. But they hate doing that, right? And so what I love is for people to actually have permission to live their life instead of somebody else's. I do this whole real estate thing because I got a whole team that's so passionate about it that we get someone enrolled, we help them make the money. I don't want them to be an investor. I want them to go be them. I want them to go be Bob or Susan or Joe. I want them to live their life and pursue their goals and pursue their dreams, because at the end of the day, people want something beyond money. They want to be happy.
They do. And what I see in your corporate staff here, I think that I see, folks, you need to come look at this company. It's amazing, Strongbrook, what they're doing. But you've created a family. You've created a situation here where you feel you're part of the family. You got somebody coaching you. When you can help somebody financially and show them the way or the path, and give them a solution to their problem that most don't know how to resolve, you're going to have a best friend the rest of your life.
It's true.
If you take somebody's money, they're going to hate you. But if you're going to show them how to make money, and it's legitimate and it's real, they're going to be with you all the time. And so you create a lot of friendships here, and I see the camaraderie in the office, the fun here, and all the jokes.
It's a culture.
It's a culture. And so what we want you to do is come look at this culture and see what they really have and what they're bringing to the table. It's the most unique thing I've seen in 25 years of marketing. We get to the compensation here.
Yeah.
Or somebody can go out and find somebody who wants to do it, or get somebody to be involved in this. There's a couple components, but that plan is amazing that Sheffield and Ed Hoyt have worked with and developed. Can we talk about that a little bit?
You know, when we sat down with them, before they were actually officially our consultants, we sat down and we said, listen, we've had for years a referral program, but we would like to take it to the next level, because we've been refining our product for years, and it is ready for the masses. It's ready for everyone that wants to put their hand on it. That's how well done we have the business. So when we sat down with them, we said, please help us design a way to compensate people well enough that they'll want to participate and share this message. So what we have in our business is we have people that become clients, that they're our investors, and what we wanted to create was a way through our compensation plan for the people that help us find investors to actually build their own portfolio. So we actually designed a really powerhouse incentive that says, hey, if you come, and I call it karma, right? Karma is that pay it forward, what you do good things and it will come around.
Always comes back around.
And so that concept, we put a science to karma in this situation, because we said, okay, if you'll be interested in helping enough people succeed, find enough investors, every time they buy houses, we'll let it count towards credits for you until you earn, in a very reasonable time frame with reasonable efforts, a $35,000 bonus, which we encourage you to use for buying a piece of property. Down payment, that's enough to pay your taxes, buy that property, and now you're building a portfolio, but you know what you're leveraging? Relationship capital. Most powerful currency on the planet, not money.
So what you're saying to me is I can get involved. Let's say I don't have any money to invest in, and I'm struggling a little bit, but I need extra money, and I can go build a team or create some sales, and invariably by making enough sales or getting enough points, I'm going to get a bonus of $35,000 I can apply to my own house?
Oh, it's so funny. That's amazing. People will come out great to our seminars and our events, and they'll just sit back a little bit like this, because they're like, well, this won't work for me. I could see how it could work for people that are in a better financial situation. And then I'll ask for a volunteer who wants to actually use our sophisticated game plan software, answer a few questions, and see what your game plan looks like. And it's really funny, but for some reason, the skeptic in the room that says I got nothing always volunteers. And so you go down this whole thing, you answer all the questions, and then you hit the calculate button, and their jaw drops, and they're like, but I don't have money or credit. How could I do that? That's the power of relationships. People are rewarded. In fact, if we could monetize relationships and put a currency, a foreign exchange on it, even though I think that a relationship is priceless and far more valuable, it's a 1-to-3 ratio. A relationship is 3 times more valuable than a buck.
I totally agree. In fact, relationship selling and relationship building is the key in life. I think that the only thing you come in your birthday suit, you leave in your birthday suit. I've never seen a U-Haul trailer going to heaven or hell, have you?
Nope, I haven't.
What you have is your relationships. That's it, and your character, and you leave life that way. What I like here is you're giving them a basis of sound financial advice with coaches that know what they're doing, experienced experts in the field and industry, and you've created this opportunity that if they want to just buy houses, great, but if they want to also sell or refer to a few of your friends, you have an incredible income opportunity for them, an option that if nothing else, they just use those proceeds to buy a house. Well, you can do it multiple different ways here.
Greg, I've got a gentleman, because often people will earn up to $3,500 when someone comes into the program, and I've got one gentleman out of Denver that's been with us for a little over a year, and he's bought 2 of his 4 homes with just helping enough people win, it's not even earning the bonus check. He'll actually use his commissions and buy real estate. And,
that's awesome.
And he spends 5 hours a week. He makes more money than he does at his job, and it's a way for him to prepare for his retirement. Smart thing to do.
So if you're looking to diversify your income, you don't have to put your wife to work anymore. You can just go do Strongbrook and create that option.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, and it is really a unique opportunity because it's an opportunity where you don't, if you're going to build a team, you don't need very many people to have a tremendous impact on your own finances. And that was something else that was really important to us. Most people, when they look at our compensation plan, think, Kris, you can't afford to pay that amount out. I did the math. Most companies would never pay so much. They don't understand. We have all of these real estate companies, and we earn from the sellers these traditional fees when real estate transacts with our clients. I mean, our average client does in a year, at least last year, 2011, 1.4 homes, which, by the way, tells you this program's working.
It does work.
People are using it. They're buying homes, which was the whole reason why we put it together in the first place.
Well, and you have a 5-year track record, folks. With the system, they've made it, and they've got it set up so they can scale it. So as many people that come in and want to buy, they've got that availability with 200,000 plus houses a month coming into the marketplace.
You got
it. And you've done 1,000, 1,200 houses. There's a lot of room for growth. And so if somebody wants to come involved and earn a great living, bring it to investors, great. If they want to participate in the house, great. If they want to refer people, there's a great income base, and they can then take that money and buy a house or use it for other expenses. So as a husband and wife team here building this, this is a perfect thing because they both can do well. And you push your husband out the door, your wife out the door, and you can make $1,000 to $3,500 compared to maybe $5 in other businesses.
Yeah, very true.
So that's a substantial difference in increase in income.
I mean, think about it. It's like, man, do I need to know 1 million people to make some money with this? And the truth is, most people, in fact, I believe every person knows even just one person that will connect them to so many other people. It's amazing the amount of effort and the amount of people that you really need to know to do very, very well in this.
Well, what if you only made $1,000 a month and you were here and you were maybe putting what I call a sometime effort in, and you apply that towards your house purchase? That's a huge deal, just $1,000.
Yeah.
And so, but the income potential there is as big as you want to make it based on your efforts, of course, and how hard you work and how smart you work.